Peace and light, family. It's your girl Genesis Blue, and I'm here with my girl
Michelle, what's up?
already. And we are back for another episode of the ladies' room. I think we're getting the swing of it. And each and every week, culture gives us plenty to talk about, right? But first of all, how are you doing in this current climate? It's cold here now. How you feeling about that? How's work life? How's everything?
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold, but I like it. I like being able to breathe. I like
Mm,
being able to go outside and take a walk, which I haven't been able to do because work has had me like under paper.
mm,
But aside from that, I'm loving opening the window, smelling fresh air.
mm.
I'm loving it right now. But I promise you, by December 26th, I'm over it.
Oh,
So I'll be ready for like warm weather again. I only like it during this season, and after that,
December
I'm over it.
26th.
So
Nah, no, I get it. I get it. I get it. Well, yeah, I think it's gonna be gone this week, actually, friends. So I think it's
yes,
supposed to be
it's
like
gonna be
back to
80s this weekend.
75. Welcome to Texas. Yeah,
Period.
much speaking of Texas, right? Come on, say it, Gwen. Your girl Jasmine Crockett is officially running for Texas Senate. Um, James Tallarico, which also seems to be a formidable opponent, has his hat in the ring. I've been catching up more and more about him too. I think both is a winning option for us. It's just a matter of who we're gonna choose in the primaries, and I like letting the people decide. So let's let the people decide.
Yeah.
I think right now Jasmine Crockett is blowing him out of the water, but that's probably just based on popularity alone. Uh, but of course, everybody's trying to throw salt on her game by saying, "Oh, she's pro-Israel," which, by the way, James Tallarico is not anti-Israel either. But because she's a black woman, they're gonna make sure you know her stance more
Yeah,
than.
absolutely.
So, what are your
Absolutely.
thoughts
So
about? Yeah,
does that mean John Cornyn is not running or he's running as the incumbent? I'm not sure.
those are the Republican people. So the primaries
Okay.
is just for the Democrat Jasmine and James,
Correct.
who's gonna be the Democratic
Her opponent,
candidate.
his opponent.
Uh
Okay.
huh. Who's
All right.
gonna be there? That guy's well, actually, it's James
Mm,
Cornyn. I mean, it's John Cornyn
John
and
Cornyn.
Ken Paxton. So they're going against each other, and then James and Jasmine are going against each other. What do you think about
Okay.
the
Okay. Okay.
whole? I hate to sound so raw, but I just am dealing in reality and working with everyday people, and I am pro Palestine. There's no question about it. However, I don't think that that's at the top of people's list right now, if we're being honest. So trying to
Mhm.
use that against somebody when we're worried about groceries and childcare and a job, get people getting laid off. Is it just me, or are they trying to throw this stuff in here just to shake it up? But it's really not what the average person is concerned with. What do you think?
Mm-mm. I think they use buzzwords,
Yes,
right? So
there you
they're
go.
buzzwords
Hmm.
to make you kind of pick one side over the other.
Hmm.
I'm pro life, right?
There
I'm
you
pro
go.
life for Israel. I'm pro life for Palestine.
There you
Like
go.
at the end of the day, people deserve to live and live free of
That's it.
war,
There you go.
right? So, and I don't think I've never really heard Jasmine Crockett say anything about those. I mean, and maybe she's I'm sure pro life too. And as my Sarah, I would never talk bad about her. So. But I also, if she was doing something that wasn't appropriate, I would have to say something. But
Yeah,
to
right.
me, I mean, I
She
think
doesn't
she is
take
on
any
par.
APAC. She doesn't take any APAC, so that's
She
good.
doesn't.
Yeah,
And
I
she
think
speaks up. Like, she's not afraid to speak up at
yeah,
the end of the day.
yeah. But at the end of the day, they're trying to detour her run by acting like she's anti-Palestine, but she's not, right? And so that's just a red herring, as we used to call it. It's a red herring used to deter you, but the average person can't even tell you what's going on overseas. Let's just be honest. They
Hmm.
don't know, man. They
Right.
don't know.
No,
They want their
they
own
don't.
pain to stop. Which brings me to
And they
Amanda
see social
Seals.
media, and it's like their algorithm is exactly what they want to watch, right? So if your algorithm
Exactly.
is pro Gaza or pro Israel, that's what you're going to see.
Right.
And so you don't really get all of the information either.
You don't get all the information. Right. And,
Mm-mm.
but that makes me think about the current issue with Amanda Seales. Amanda Seales is going, of course, viral a lot lately because she is always the one going, oh, this person is doing this, that, and the third, and you shouldn't vote for them, and we should just be anti-establishment. Yeah, we should. But then there's the reality of if we don't vote for a Jasmine or a Jane, we're even more fucked. Like I don't understand why we don't understand that.
You could do anti-establishment if you had like your own communities, right? Where it was just you and ran your community. But that's not the case, right? So our children are affected, our parents are affected when we sit around and do nothing.
Listen.
It's just not an option for us.
And I like Amanda Seales, but it's like, it's so easy for you to say you don't have no children. You don't have really nothing you got to worry about. You live and chill. Like, it's easy for you to be like, oh, no, just don't vote for them. Like, girl. And I'm actually okay with you being like, don't vote for them if you got another option. Like, she'll never have another option. She's like, hey, this person here, we should go hard for them. Or let's start doing this. Or let's start meeting in the basement like they did in 1960. Let's go. Let's do it. It's just you getting on the internet and grandstanding. And that ultimately doesn't solve a real human being's problems. She intellectualizes things. She over-intellectualizes, and that does not allow her to live in a realistic space. So, of course, idealistically, we want to say, fuck the government, let's do whatever we got to do. Yeah, we all want to do that. We want to snatch the chain and run, right? But the reality is, for some of us, there are real consequences. Just as you said, you can't even talk about certain things because you can't lose your job. Amanda Seales ain't gonna pay your bills tomorrow if you lose your job because you talking about anti-establishment. This is real life. Like, people got mouths to feed and bills to pay, and hell, mental health issues. First of all, they can't even get out of bed, and she wants them to be, burning bras. And it's like, we would love for that to happen, but my favorite quote in mental health is meet people where they are, not where you want them to be. Right? She's having a hard time getting that. So we'll see what happens.
I like her, though.
I like her too. She speaks the truth.
Interviews, like, I agree with a lot of them. I also think there's a lot of paranoia sometimes with her, and I don't know if like she's just seeing things that I don't, or if she is just like, she goes off on tangents about like Beyonce or about different things, and I'm like, girl, where did you get that though? Like, how did you get?
And let's focus it. Let's hone it in.
Yes, like help me understand where you.
And then that's when you lose your credibility, when you're trying to do too many things at once. And so, that's a good point too. She can be all over the place, and paranoia. Yeah. That's a good thought. Actually, I'm gonna pay attention to that because she is kind of all over the place. And then they want you to jump for every theory they come out with. Meanwhile, I gotta go to work and pay some bills. Girl, get out of my face. And that's all I'm saying.
Let me think about it. Let me see if I can get there how you got there. And then I'm like, I need to connect the dots somehow because I don't see it. Like,
and I got too much shit to do to be worried about it. She could sit around all day and go down the rabbit hole and call this and that and watch this document. She got all day to do that. The average American does not. And I just want our intellectuals to get on the same page with the rest of the world. And then we can make change. But it has to first be practical change, then radical change. That's how I feel about it. You have to do what's in front of people that they can grasp right away. And then you can get on to the other stuff. Again, the civil rights movement did not happen overnight. It was very, very detailed and planned and thought about. It was not just, I feel like we should just say fuck everybody, let's do it tomorrow. That is not how, and she knows that. She knows that.
No,
right?
And the thing, but the reality is that you need those people that are outliers, right? That people that think beyond the box, right? Because some of that is valid, but you also need the ones that are really conservative so that you can somehow meet in the middle, but still be informed about those out of the box ideas.
And that's how the civil rights movement was.
Still, exactly.
There were the radicals, and then there's like, well, we can't burn the bus down, but we can refuse to get off of it.
Let's be in the middle somewhere, right? Where the
She want us
information
to
makes
burn the
sense.
bus down, but we might just refuse to get up from our seat. You see what I'm saying? Even that specific thing was very planned and thought out. But yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll
She's
see what
scorched
happens
earth
with
all
that.
day.
We'll see what
Yeah,
happens with
for
that.
sure.
Um, Married to Medicine. I do not watch reality TV anymore. I simply do not have time unless it's The Amazing Race. That's my
That's
thing.
one
But
of
other
my
than that,
faves.
that's Married to Medicine. A lady named Simone, right?
Hmm.
What type of doctor is she? Do you
She
know?
is a OBGYN.
OB. Oh, cool. Okay, sure. Okay,
Yeah.
sister. And so Simone is a doctor who is obviously very successful enough to be put as one of the stars on the reality show Married to Medicine. Well,
Yes.
this past week they decided to air an episode in which she was confronting her children, specifically one son, about, his being a brat and still wanting a handout. It brought up a very good discussion that I'd like to throw out, but first let me kind of summarize it. So essentially the mom was saying, "Hey, I done did so much for you. Um you need to figure out how to get through school and all of that. Go do like I did. Get scholarships, get loans. I should not be obligated. I can offer, but I should not be obligated to pay your schooling." And then the boy goes, "Well," and he's not wrong, "all these white kids, because I'm sure that's who he's around, their parents pay for stuff and don't even blink. They don't ask for nothing in return. They make sure they have what they need. So by the time that they finish school and graduate, they have no debt and they have made investments for them and they're already balling." Not wrong, right? There's a middle here, but there's one more piece
Yeah.
with this. There's one more piece with this kid. One of the big issues was that allegedly he ran up her credit card for $60,000.
Oh my God.
So he was running out. He was being a spoiled brat. So of course she was confronting
Oh
that.
my.
She was like, "Listen, nah, you gotta figure it out, because that ain't cool. That's not what's up." Meanwhile, the dad's over there caping for the sons, which is crazy to me because he
Who
probably
is
is
not a
clearly,
doctor, by the way?
who
He
is
is
not a
not a
doctor.
doctor.
She did say that in the shadiest way possible. She was like, "Who is a doctor in this room? Only me." It
Yes.
was funny. And she's
Yes.
obviously the breadwinner. She's the breadwinner in multiple ways because I'm sure they have the reality show because of her as well, right?
Hmm.
And so
Correct.
he was
Yes.
taking the son's side, knowing this woman has worked herself to the bone, is already footing the bill for everything. And so she snapped out. I mean, she cussed them out. You should go back and watch it.
I gotta watch it. I love
apparently
some Simone.
apparently they clipped it because it was even worse. She was like, "Fuck you, fuck him, and fuck all of y'all. I ain't paying for shit else. Leave me alone." Now, she's not wrong, but
No.
I feel like he's not either. Let's talk about it. What do you think about this kind of
This is
cultural
probably the wrong
difference?
time to ask me because I have a 13-year-old who I also feel like I've done too much for.
Uh-huh.
so
Mhm.
so I'm the
Mhm.
wrong person to ask because I'm feeling Simone on every level at this point.
That's fair.
I have watched Married to Medicine for years since these kids were like in elementary school. So
Oh
I know this
wow.
family. And both the mom and the dad, Simone and her husband Cecil, both went to Howard University, did their thing, graduated. I think he's in real estate or something like that. Um, but she has given these boys everything that they want, but they've also pushed them to excel academically.
Mm-hmm.
So I do agree. Like, there are some parents that can't do that. And the
Yep.
expectation should not be that your parents have to,
That's
right?
right.
And
Yeah.
if there are scholarships available, why put that hardship on your parents? If there are scholarships available, why
Yes.
would you put that hardship on your parents?
So you're saying
So
at
I
least try.
at least if the money is out there, go get it. Don't do that to
Yeah.
your parents. Like, why continue? And also, running the card up $60,000. That's a
That's
few
when I'm done
semester
with him. Yeah, that's when I'm done
tuition.
with him.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's you just being ungrateful at this point. So now you ran up
Mm-hmm.
her card $60,000, and you want her to pay for your schooling. You got to pick a
Yeah.
struggle.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No. I think it's right. Yeah, I think it's the truth is somewhere in the middle because it is true that white people give their kids a head start, man. They're like, don't worry about it, just go to school. I think that's a beautiful thing for a responsible kid, an appreciative kid, a kid that understands and is disciplined. I think that's great.
I would say
But
this too, though, Jen. I would say that the problem, though, is that white kids also get a leg up in industry anyway, in corporate
they
anyway,
do.
right? It's
Ooh, tea.
always the black and brown children that have to work extra hard. So if you give them
So they need to
everything,
have
the
those
world is not
skills.
going.
Yeah.
They need to have
Oh,
those
is that
skills to go get it
that's
themselves. So
good. Is that fair to our
otherwise,
kids?
like,
They
exactly, these white kids, they can go in and be completely spoiled and still get what they want in
Ooh, that's true.
corporate
Because
America.
there's such and such can just place them in a corporate job. That's true. So you're saying you feel like our black and brown kids need to know that they will have that struggle. They need to feel that they need to know how to work
I think
for
our
and
black
fight for.
no,
Yeah. That's kind of sad though. That's unfair to them that they can't get the
it
same
is. But
deal.
I
But
always
that's our
say too,
reality.
yeah, and I mean I am wearing my Prairie View shirt today, but I will say that is the benefit also of attending an HBCU at the same
Mm-hmm.
time.
Okay.
Because those instructors, they will make you work for it, but they will also nurture you in doing that, right? So it's like, no, you're going to work for it, but I'm also going to help you. And
Yeah.
so, which I
Yeah.
think is different because it's a different environment where these teachers are wanting you to win, right?
Absolutely.
And so they coddle you and they nurture you so that when you go out there, you already have that foundation. And I feel like Simone is trying to do that too, to like teach her kids how to like, no, you need to go out there and get it. I guarantee
Yeah.
you, if her kids were trying to get it and were doing the scholarships
She
and they
wouldn't
didn't
have no
have enough
problem.
money, she
Yeah.
would have no problem.
Yeah, I don't believe in spoiling kids, but I do know that
Mhm.
those white kids don't have to. I know them. I know those kids. They don't. They don't have to do nothing. They don't have to
Even
do
when they
anything.
even when they graduate,
Even when they
they're
graduate,
handed
they
these
don't
jobs.
have to
Right.
lift a finger. Oh,
Mm-mm.
child. Yeah. So, but I get it. No, no, no. But I'm mostly on her side. Like, if you don't get out of my face, it's like
Absolutely.
at least show the effort and you're being a spoiled brat and you've had every opportunity to excel at things. So yeah, you're right.
Because I think
Absolutely.
it would be different too if he didn't behave so
Of
spoiled, right?
course. Of course. I don't think
Like
this
she
would
might
even
be
be
like,
in question.
absolutely, like, what do you need? Because I know you're working your butt off and you're being mindful and responsible financially.
Yeah.
What can I do? Let's get this done, right? I think
Yeah.
I would feel I would feel very different, even about my own child, if he was more appreciative. I would be like, I'm going to get him these things because he is doing everything he's supposed to do. I don't ever
Mm-hmm.
have to ask him to study. I don't have to ask him to clean his room. I would probably be more giving too.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's talk about Uncle Nearest. What is the lady's name? I don't even remember her name. But the lady who is the owner of the alcohol Uncle Nearest, I believe it's whiskey. Have you ever had Uncle
Okay.
Nearest? It's very popular
I'm
because
not a
it, it,
whiskey
it was very popular. I don't know if it's still very popular because it is a black owned brand. So anyway,
drinker. Okay.
this lady, I guess she was doing some kind of meet and greet, or some people were meeting her outside, and she was shaking hands and doing all the thing. Now, granted, celebrity life or like it's hard because everybody wants to talk to you and have these long drives. Even me as a therapist, people just want to engage in all these conversations and don't care where I'm at mentally with it. So one guy comes up to her, and you're just seeing the video in the middle, so you don't really know what happens in the beginning. But he comes up to her and he's like, "Hey, do you remember me from middle school? We went to school all through middle school together, like sixth, seventh, and eighth grade." And he repeated it like a few times, and she was like, "No, no, I don't remember you." And I guess he must have been like, "You really don't remember me?" She was like, "No, I remember you." And I guess she must have got tired of him asking, or if she was joking. But she turns
Mm-hmm.
around. It's a crowd of people. She turns around and go, "Y'all, he wants me to remember him from." He asking me if I remember him from the sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. Now, come on, y'all. That was however many years ago, because she's probably in her 50s or something. She was like,
Right. He
and
remembers you. Like, why you no, I
listen,
don't remember you.
listen, listen. So, of course, if you look at it, it appears it's pretty rude. I'm sorry. It was very rude and it's very embarrassing. She did not think about how that would come across. You forget, these people got to understand, social media is everywhere. It's just a click of your phone and
Yes.
then bam, you're being broadcasted to the world. And you got to think of how that would look. And if you're not sitting well with how that would look, you should think about what you say. Anyway, she put him on Front
Yeah.
Street like that. And of course, it went viral and everybody was cutting her butt up, saying that she was rude and embarrassed him and she's a jerk. So, of course, she had to release a statement saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it this way." But then she went into, people also don't know how to apologize. She went into this
No.
long she went into this long essay of how she was mistreated and when she was in those grades and that was not good memories for her and all of this crap, so that wasn't personal to him and all of this, instead of just saying, you know what, he probably caught me at a bad time, I thought it was funny but it wasn't funny, clearly I'm so sorry, I did not mean to embarrass you to do that. Instead of saying that, she
Yeah.
apologizes and
Like
then
being
go into this.
accountable. Uh-huh. Yeah.
What's wrong with people, man? You gotta watch it. You gotta
People don't know
watch
how to
it.
apologize, though. They don't know how to apologize and be accountable without saying,
Yeah.
but you did this. They're like, if you're going to but me, that apology doesn't really
Yeah. And hers is the worst kind
fit.
of apology because she took that and made herself the victim. Like, that's real
Right.
trifling. So now you're the victim in all of this. Oh my God. Instead of, like, the best thing would have been to go back and revisit that man, give him some whiskey, do the whole little
Yes.
press moment, have a moment, maybe pull up some middle school pictures. That would have been the
Middle
best
school.
way to make up for that. Or just
Yes.
release the regular old statement saying I'm sorry. But these people have PR specialists and do not know how to apologize. It baffles me. It baffles
Mm-mm.
me.
And it makes
So you're
sense
not
that
on
he
her
would
side either.
remember
You
her.
think that was pretty trash. Even if he
Yeah. I
kept
mean, I
asking
think it
her and
makes sense.
annoying her.
I need to see it because I haven't seen it. So it's
Yeah,
hard to
yeah.
speak on. But I think it makes sense that if you went to school with someone in middle school who is successful and who like owns a business like that, like made
Yeah.
it like that, you're going to be like, I went to elementary school with them because the name
Of
you're going to remember,
course.
right? And you're going to,
Of
especially if you're from the same
course.
town, like it's going to make
Mm-hmm.
sense. And so
Yep.
you would
And really
remember
all she
that
had to
more
do
than
was say, "Oh, really?" Right. Really all she had to do was say, "Oh,
if you
really?
know you went to the middle
Cool."
school, like obviously he knows you. Like
I don't
it's
know
okay.
why.
You
Wait
didn't
a
have
minute.
to remember him.
Wait, she might be our unserious people.
She might be. I think she might. Cause
That's
like
real.
relax.
Because this did not have to go viral. It could have just been like, really?
No.
Oh, okay, I sure did go to that school. I have to go back and look at some pictures and see if I can find you. You see
Yeah.
how I
I
just
don't
did that
remember
real
you.
smooth? Real smooth.
Very easy.
Smile, take the picture, shake the hand, and keep it moving. I don't understand these celebrities. They're not the sharpest knives in the jar. I don't really understand.
No,
Anyway.
you know what? I was watching this video one time and it was on Instagram and it was a judge and the person in front of her was a defendant and she asked him if he went to a certain middle school and they had went to the same middle school, the judge and the defendant. And so the defendant looked like he was like so embarrassed and she was so just so nice to him where she was like, I remember you and I hope that things work out better for you. But she was like really really like just so comforting to him even though he looked like he almost felt embarrassed that they were in that situation, but she remembered him from middle school and she was on the bench. So it was like she was very
Oh, see?
gracious.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
there you have it. There you have it.
Mhm.
Ridiculousness. Well,
Yeah.
let's get into these unserious people then, but I think she's one of them. Do you
I
have
think she's
anybody
mine
for
for sure.
Oh, for real? Do you have
uh
anybody this week that's been getting on you? Last nerve. We like to do the
and
unserious people of the week, the people that are just being outright goddamn ridiculous. What you got?
aside from my 13-year-old around Christmas
You
time.
can give it to him, absolutely. Let's
It
give
might
it to
be him.
teenagers far and wide.
Let's
All
do
the
teenage. Let's
teenagers.
do that because I
All
am
the
blown away.
teenagers.
by the behavior
Hmm.
these days. So I'm going
Oh,
to go with
the
teenage.
audacity of it all.
The audacity. I was going to use a curse word, but it's the effing audacity, actually.
Parenting is hard, guys.
It's hard.
Parenting
There's
is
no
hard.
book. There's no
There's
book
no
for
book,
it.
there's no guide. You just get screwed over. Get ready for it.
Yeah. And
No,
I'm
it's a
like, are you
beautiful
serious?
experience.
I think the are you serious is like something I ask almost daily. So that's
Really?
definitely my
With the
answer.
stuff he's doing, you say, "Are you serious right now?"
Yeah. I'm confused.
Teenagers can do that to you. They play right on in your face.
Yeah.
Yep,
Teenagers for
yep.
sure.
Teenagers for sure. Okay.
What about you?
Um, I'm thinking about the NRA,
Okay. I
and
hadn't.
it's because they didn't do anything specific. I'm just thinking that if you see this many mass shootings in America,
Yes.
that you would stop caping for guns, excessive guns, unnecessary guns, guns that we don't actually need, like automatic weapons and things like that. I just don't know what else to say. Obviously, we've had a few shootings, but the one that sticks out recently is the shooting at Brown University, and people don't realize some of these kids are in their second mass shooting now because of the other one that happened.
Parkland. I saw that one of the students is a Parkland student. I when I heard that, I think I
They're
got
not gonna be able
chilled.
to go anywhere. Yeah, their
No, the
PTSD is gonna be
trauma of
deep.
education and
Mm-hmm.
mass shooting is has got to be beyond the pale. Like I can't
It's
even imagine. When I heard
is
that, I got sick to my stomach. That this poor
I
kid.
know, I know, and the guy is still at large, so he obviously
How?
planned his. Girl, ain't no camera. Somebody lying. Somebody helping him. I don't know. It's very strange. It's very strange. That's a college campus. There has to be
Yes.
campus security. There has to be
Yes.
campus cameras. It's pretty freaking terrifying, but it took them a few days to get the last guy. So,
But you know what? I feel like they usually have more information than what they say. I don't know if you
yeah.
remember that
Yeah.
shooting at, in Moscow. It
Hmm.
was in Moscow. Was it Idaho?
Mm.
That Brian Kohlberger and the four students in one of the houses off campus, and for days we didn't know, but they were on him. Like they knew who it was, but they
Mm.
just needed to get him. So I
They
feel
won't
like
say
they
anything
probably
yet.
have more information. They just aren't
I
releasing it
hope
because
so.
there's no way. There's cameras literally everywhere, even on the freeways. Like there's cameras literally everywhere.
Everywhere, like they can
There's
trace him
no
back
way
to
they
something.
don't. They're not tracing
So I
someone
hope
at
they're
this.
working
Mm.
diligently on that. But yeah, I think the NRA and all the Republicans and MAGA people, they're just unserious. Like you can't say you're Christian, you can't say you're pro-life, you can't say you care about children. You can't say any of these things if you allow mass shootings to happen regularly. Oh, wait a minute. I think there are more mass shootings than days in the year this year. Yes, there are. We're cooked.
Oh my
And
gosh.
statistically, it's easy to see that countries that don't have too much gun access have, I don't know, less mass shootings. It's almost like it's rocket science, but it's not.
Yeah, I
But
don't
we
know why it's
gotta
hard
stop.
to ban like assault weapons. When does the common man need an assault weapon? Like,
Never in
it's,
life.
it's
Never in life. Never in life. And I just really like we're not privy to this stuff because we're not rich, we're not right wing, and we're not white. And so I want to be in these rooms. Like, what makes them want to have assault? Like, what is the
yeah.
conversation
What is
around it?
the
Are you preparing for something?
yeah?
Maybe we don't know something. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe
I
we
mean, I
don't know
have I
something is
have
coming.
military, friends and family that strongly believe in the right to bear,
Yeah,
and the
I
right
have
to
no
bear
problem
whatever
with
you
that,
want to bear. And
but I don't understand the
but the
assault
right to
rifles.
bear whatever you want.
That's
Right.
crazy to
That's
me.
like why? Why do we need a
What's
bazooka?
the rationale
Why
for
do
that?
we need this?
What's the
I don't know.
rationale for that? And to me, it's like, well, then stop acting like you're Christian and then stop acting like you care. It's fine. I just want the people to be who they really are and stop pretending and hiding behind you care about this and you care about that. You really don't. You only care about what's in your circle, what's right in front of your face, your own people. Because there's no way I would have a little kid that I want to be able to go to school where somebody has access to an assault weapon. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, why would I vote for that? I just don't get it. It's extremely unserious, and it's not
No,
even a
and I'll
funny one.
tell you,
Hmm.
like when my son was 2 months old, no, was about a month old, was when that shooting happened in Littleton, was it Colorado? No, New Hope, Connecticut,
Hmm.
in Connecticut.
Hmm.
And the school, it was the 19 first graders that got
Hmm.
killed. And my son was 1 month old.
Oh my God.
And the whole time when it was time for him to go to school, I was so sick. And until this day, like, I feel better when he takes the bus to school, but when I have to drop him off at school, I'm always thinking about it. It is the worst
And that's
feeling. And
so
when he was in
sad.
elementary, I took him every day. So it was like dropping him off and knowing that I'm putting him in someone else's hands and a school that
Yeah.
I don't know if I can keep him safe is the
Right.
worst feeling. And I can't believe that, even as a kindergartner, he was coming home saying he had intruder drills. We had fire drills. We did not have, they have intruder drills where they know how to lock the door, they
Yes.
find a place to hide. Like, what kind of world are we living in where our 5 year olds have to find
Right.
a place to hide?
And y'all can sleep at night knowing that you
Yes,
could solve this problem. You're not gonna stop people from killing people, but you damn sure can really stop that mass shooting. If you were to get these guns off the street, you could at least stop the mass shooting. Like my God,
our kids
of
shouldn't
children.
have to learn how to hide from a shooter at 5 years old.
Yeah. So that's my
Hmm.
unserious of the weekend. It's not even a funny
Agreed.
one this time, but it's definitely
I think
one
I,
I'm
I
feeling
think I'm
right.
with you on that one. I think that's way more serious.
Well, bada bing, bada boom. That's what it is.
Boom.
Oh, yeah. Well, the wellness topic for me this week, um, just going into, I'm going to be doing the season of self love and listening to Simone from Married to Medicine. Um, she's one of the women that I'm targeting in my book. They overfunction. She is the poster child of that. High achieving, trying to be good wife, good mama, star employee, a whole doctor, and be a celebrity on a reality show, and probably got five other business ventures we don't even know
Yeah.
about. She is the poster child for the over functioning. And so
Hmm.
one of the questions I have is, why do we keep giving away self-love? So why do we keep giving away self-love, the love we're supposed to be giving to ourselves, we tend to
Yeah.
give it away to everyone else. What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I think that we're taught that as women that that is your job as a mom, like as a
Mm-hmm.
mom, as a wife, as a
Mm-hmm.
partner, is that you're supposed to sacrifice. And I feel like that's what we've always been taught, that you sacrifice.
What
This is
ways
what
does
makes you
that
a good
show
mother.
up? What are some things you can think of that shows up when we're young? Because you're absolutely right. And it's like, is it
Yeah.
indoctrination? Because it kind of happens and you don't even know
Absolutely.
it. It's not like they sit you down and say, hey, just so you know, you're going to have to sacrifice all your time and energy to people. They
Yeah.
don't say that, but it
No.
comes in other ways. How do
It's
you think we
definitely
learn?
indoctrination. I mean, I think it's
Mm-hmm.
indoctrination, and I think it's like, aside from indoctrination, it's what we put on ourselves, right? So we're like, as a friend, I need to be there for this friend no matter what, because I'm
Mm-hmm.
their friend, and as a friend, you don't leave, or as a
Yeah.
partner, you don't leave, even when you're being treated shitty, or even if their behavior is problematic, you don't leave. And that is
Yeah.
like the opposite of self love. And,
That's it.
you're abandoning yourself when you continue to deal with behaviors that are not
Mm-hmm.
healthy, right?
Yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
and so I think it is indoctrination when we're told, like, no, a good wife does this and a good wife sacrifices and you're there for someone and you don't
Mm-hmm.
leave. A wedding vow,
Yeah.
say through sickness and in health. That's what the
Mm.
wedding
And
vows actually
there
say.
you go. Yeah. And sometimes it's not even said, it's what's unsaid. I had a client, Latina, and she was like, yeah, my mom never left my dad. He was completely terrible to her. But she never left. And so that told me that when I got married, now that I'm married, I can't
Yes.
leave. I gotta sit here and do what my mom did and just deal with it, because otherwise I'm gonna be looked at negatively if I don't stick around
Yep.
and make this marriage work. Even though it's
Yep.
making me miserable, even though I've
Yes.
given all my self love away. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I was getting divorced, I had a coworker come to me and say, you know what? I'm so proud of you that you're going through with your divorce. She said, because my mom was miserable for years, and we wished that, people say they're going to stay for their kids, and she was like, we wished our mom would have divorced because she was so miserable,
That's right. I'm gonna have
and
a
it's
whole
like, we
episode
would
about
have,
that one day. I'm
yes,
sick
we
of
would
that
have been happier
excuse.
had she got a divorce, but we were
Yes, right.
miserable. She was miserable, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like, I think, as women, we're just told that you're supposed to stick it out. And as a
Hmm.
mother, like, you're just supposed to deal with a child's behavior. It's like, no,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
really, oh,
yeah.
we should, also, Oprah had a episode recently where she was talking about toxic family members.
Oh yeah, and
And,
getting rid of them. We
and
meant
a
to talk
woman was
about
like,
that. Yeah. Hmm.
yes, a woman was like, people always say, if your mother is toxic, that you can stay away from them. And that's like, okay, people understand that. She said, but anytime I say that my son is toxic and I'm staying
Hmm.
away from him, people look down on me for that.
Like, oh, you should just try to make it work
Yes,
regardless. Absolutely not. They're
no.
diminishing me. Yeah,
As a
absolutely. That's
human
such a
being, at the
wonderful
end of the day, you're
conversation.
still a human being.
Exactly. Exactly. And so people
Hmm.
like Simone, she's trying to make sure everybody else has what they need, feels loved, feels seen, feels taken care of, meanwhile completely depleting herself, and they're not doing much of anything to recharge her battery, because people will let you, they're energy vampires, they'll take all your energy and leave you nothing. And so even though we have all of this mental health buzzwords and trends and topics, I'm not seeing anything different from women today than from 10 years ago or
Hmm.
20 years. They're still doing it, they're just doing it in different ways. It's the whole
Absolutely.
I can have it all thing. Are you really having it all? Because you see, go watch that video. Simone literally had a meltdown because that has been
Yeah.
building up inside of her. Like, how much else do you guys want from me? And I can't do anything for myself because I have to do everything for you guys, and
Yeah.
nobody's really lifting a hand to help me. We gotta stop
And I
that.
think the husband bears some responsibility in that too,
Yes, he
right? Like,
does.
I think it's okay to not agree with your partner. I do, but I think in front of the children, it's one band, one sound. Even and you talk about it
Exactly.
later, right? Because she
Yeah.
needs to
So
feel
either shut
supported.
up or agree. Yeah.
Either shut up and we talk about it later, or
Yeah.
agree. And if I'm
Agree.
wrong, then
Yeah.
talk to me later and say, you know what, maybe we could have handled it like this,
It's really that simple.
but not.
And they've been
Yeah,
too
I
married too
don't agree
long
with
not to know that. They've been together too long not to know that rule. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I'm just sick of watching women give away all of the love and save none of it for themselves. And I don't think they even know how to do that, because if I say a statement to them like that, they look completely lost. They're like, well, what does that even mean? That means
it.
sometimes
Yeah.
prioritize. That means sometimes
Yeah.
prioritize you, girl. They gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
prioritize you. Sometimes do what you want to do. Sometimes do something that makes you happy, or sometimes do nothing at all, right? Because we
Yeah.
have this guilt of, oh, I didn't do that thing. Like parents who, I'm trying to show up to this, show up to that, and show up for myself and go to work. Sometimes I'm not gonna make it, or sometimes
Yeah.
I gotta do this other thing too. Like, we've got to figure out the thing about it is when you do that, you actually end up with more, and we think we're gonna have less. We think if we don't sacrifice every single thing, we're gonna have less, but you actually have less because you're so depleted, right?
Yeah.
You would feel better about what you're giving away if you gave some to yourself as well, right? It's like having
Yeah.
a big ass pie on the table and you're cutting beautifully a slice for everyone else while you're starving, and then you get to the end and there's no slice of pizza, and everybody's like, well, can you serve me another pie? I'm ready for another one. Like, what? I'm about to pass out.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody offer me a slice of their pie. They eating the pie
Yeah.
right in my face. I could have at least been like, all right, y'all take these pieces of pie, but I'm going to take a little slither for myself. That's all I'm saying. And then you won't
Yeah.
feel as bad. Then we can all enjoy it together. But if you
Yeah.
keep giving it all away, that is when you have meltdowns and depression and resentment and anger outbursts and anxiety attacks and sleepless nights. We got to stop all that in 2026, y'all.
It's hard. I mean, it's hard.
Mm.
And as much as I like believe in self-love and self-care and all the things,
Mm.
there's still a lot of things that I am so hard on myself about as a mother.
Yep.
And that
Yep.
people like look down on, I share custody of my son, and initially when I first started, it was hard to do. But after a while, I enjoyed the moments that I had,
Girl,
like those breaks,
yes.
right? Those breaks. But when I would say things like, "Oh, I need a break," or "I'm glad I'm getting a break," there were other mothers that would almost like mom shame, like, "What do you mean you need a break
Wow.
from your kids?" Yes, I need a break. Like,
1000%.
and people
Yes,
will
you
shame
do.
you for saying that, or shame you for feeling like you need a
Interesting.
moment, you know?
Oh my gosh, that's
And so
terrible.
I had to get to a point, and even now, I still am hard on myself about certain things, but even now, I'm
Yeah, but
like,
you do understand that's because their identity is their children.
yeah,
You have identity outside your child. You are
yes.
other things. You are other things, right? You're
And
a
I
boss
tell
at
him,
your job, you're in a sorority, you're a friend, you're a lover. Like, you are other things. Those people can say that because their whole identity is tied to their children. They don't know where they begin and you end. They don't know.
and
And
then when their
so
children go away to school, then they're
they
like,
don't have
"What am I
anything.
supposed to do?"
Empty
Hmm.
nester. Yeah, so
And I don't
yeah,
want
so
that to be me. And I even say that to him. I'm like, I am still Michelle at the same
I
time.
love
Like, I
that.
know I'm mom to you, but I'm also Michelle, and I have friends, and I want to see my friends, and I want to see, people
Absolutely.
that I love, and I need to be Michelle
You're
too.
Yes, he is absolutely your priority, but you
Hmm.
still have things that you need to do for yourself. And that's just
Absolutely.
it. And I think it's important to, especially for males, to understand that at a young age. Don't make this woman world revolve around you. That actually is why your
Yes.
boys are turning out to be trash boyfriends and trash husbands, right? Make him
Because they don't understand you deserve your own life too.
Independent. Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, so I think it's also an unhealthy thing for your mothers and sons, boy. Yeah, don't make your whole world revolve around them. They will think that that's
Mm-mm.
how reality is gonna work.
Yes.
Right? And that's not how
100%.
reality is gonna work. And the thing
It's
about
not.
kids is they require attention, but I think moms, like we were saying, they overdo it. Like, those kids are fine. Like, they're fine. They're
They're fine.
fine. They don't
And
need you
their
to
resilience,
helicopter.
all the things.
Yes, 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 yes. Let them have their own experiences. So yeah, I just, really want us to understand what that means, to stop giving away all of the love, especially the love that's supposed to be for
Mhm.
yourself. And that looks like whatever you want it to do, to look like,
Agreed.
am I not going to the gym because I'm too busy focusing on everybody else? I should make time to go to the gym. That's self-love.
Hmm.
I should make time to meditate. I should make time to take a nap. I should take
Yeah.
time to get my hair done or get my toes, like, all of the things, or to do
Yep.
nothing. I really love
To
that.
do
To
nothing.
do
I have a
nothing.
friend who, she did these shirts that say keep showing up. And I
Mm.
was like, I love my friend, but I don't believe in the message, because I feel
Uh-oh.
like sometimes you can't show up. Sometimes you
That's
have to
right.
just show up for you and
Or
not
you
show up
shouldn't.
for everybody. You
Yeah,
don't
you
have to keep
shouldn't
showing
show
up.
up.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Sometimes you need to take care of you and just be at home and not show up
It's
nowhere. You
especially
know?
for the especially for the people who are, I call it, choose your adventure. Like, these friends
Hmm.
and family members that's calling you with their drama and stuff all the time. It's just like, they're choosing their adventure. You don't have to participate in that with them. So
Yeah.
it's like, okay, girl, I only got 15 minutes. What you got to say? Like, but I'm
This
not
is
going to
all
keep
I
talking
got.
about this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We're not going to talk about it every day. I don't have the capacity. I know people that will let people sit on the phone with them for hours and just complain every single day.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I love all my
No.
friends to death, but I'm not doing that. We're going to
No.
stick and move. I got you. Now, if we talk about solutions and results, what you want to do? You're
Yes.
planning, what you want to do. I got you. But
Yeah.
complaining, yeah, sometimes we need to complain. We absolutely need to vent. It should not be a regular occurrence. And
Mm-mm.
people don't recognize that something as simple as letting people complain to you every day is such an energy drain.
Draining.
It drain.
It's
Oh my
draining.
god! Because
I
you a
have
lot
been
of
there.
times want to solve the problem more than they do. You know what I'm saying? They
And
don't even want to
also,
solve their
like,
own
how
problem.
many
They just
times can
dumping
you
it on
talk
you.
about the same thing over and
Rinse
over?
and
Like,
repeat, rinse and
I
repeat.
can't.
So yeah, and then people feel bad. It's the guilt, like, oh, I'm a bad friend if I don't. Absolutely not. Hey, girl, I don't have the capacity for that today. I love you so much. If there's something
Let me
you
stop.
want to do about it, I love you so much, but I'm not doing it. We got to get more comfortable. We got to get more
Yeah,
comfortable with this. I'm not
I agree.
saying don't, like you said, I'm not saying don't show up, but what kind of showing up is it requiring? I think that's the question.
And it's okay to say you don't have it today.
Yeah, I think it's okay to say that. So,
Hmm.
moral of the story is, family, you got to stop giving away all of your self love. And I like to start from the top down, not the bottom up. You really need to give it to yourself first, because
First,
that gives you the energy to give it to everybody
absolutely.
else without being drained. I promise you, if you try it the other way around, things in your life will change. Also, it helps you create boundaries. I can help, but I'm not available between 10 and 12 because I'm meditating and reading a book at that time.
Hmm.
Don't know what to tell you guys between 10 and 12.
Yeah,
That's your children. That's your children. That's your husband. That's your lover. That's your whoever. Like, hey, this
yeah.
is what I'm doing. I can help you. I can't help you.
Hmm.
We gotta be able to do that. That's scary for people, but don't worry. I have a book coming out that's gonna help you with that. Cause
And
I
it's
love the
so
word no.
good. Yeah.
I'm very comfortable with I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to help you guys get that. But it's the
Yeah.
same coming from me as an overachiever, a person that likes to take care of people, a person that loves my community, what I do for a living, my friends. I love all of those things, but I really was one of those people that had to learn, like, okay, but what do you
Hmm.
want to do? Because a lot of times my dreams have been halted, paused, delayed because of me doing things for other people or
Yeah.
being in relationships that keep me distracted from my ultimate goal. And so even
Mm.
I am learning, like, okay, nah. And I'm firmly planted in that now. And it's a
Yeah.
beautiful experience. You can still have all
Right.
these other things, but it's okay to say me first sometimes, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, beautiful.
Correct. Yeah.
So we're gonna leave y'all with that knowledge. We're still all works in progress. So let's keep doing it. We're gonna meet
Yeah.
in the ladies' room same time next week, and we're gonna keep talking about it until we get it right. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
until
We
then,
will be here.
until then, yeah, we'll be here. Until then, peace out, family. We'll see you next week.